What's up everyone, how are you doing? It's Marcio Silva here, and welcome to another epic video here on the channel. Get ready for a nostalgic and terrifying trip through the world of video games, because today, we're diving headfirst into the top 10 scariest video game bosses from each year, starting from the year 2000 all the way to 2024. That's right, we're looking into the future and speculating about the nightmares that await us. Over the years, horror games have given us abominable creatures, breathtaking scares, and moments of pure psychological terror. So get your controllers ready, leave the lights on, and hold on tight, because this is going to be a hair-raising ride. Kicking off our list in the year 2000, we have the master of psychological horror, the icon of Silent Hill 2, our beloved Pyramid Head. Seriously guys, this dude is the definition of less is more. He doesn't need fancy dialogues or complex backstories, he just appears, watches you from afar with that bizarre mask, and it already sends shivers down your spine. The design of Pyramid Head is simply genius. That bloody jumpsuit, the giant knife he drags across the floor, and that darn pyramid on his head that seems to suck all the light around. Man, it's the stuff of nightmares, and the worst part is you never know when he's gonna show up. He appears out of nowhere, chasing you through the claustrophobic corridors of Silent Hill, watching you from afar. He represents guilt, repressed desire, the dark corners of James Sunderland's mind. Silent Hill 2 revolutionized psychological horror in games, and much of that is due to the unforgettable presence of Pyramid Head. If you thought you were safe after Silent Hill 2, 2001 arrived with Resident Evil 3 and said, "Hold my beer!" Introducing Nemesis, the relentless killing machine that turned Raccoon City into a living hell. While Pyramid Head haunted you with his disturbing presence, Nemesis actively hunted you. He chased you through the environments, broke through walls to catch you off guard, and on top of that he talked. Remember that iconic line, "Stars"? Just hearing it gave me chills. And Nemesis wasn't just brute force, he was smart. He learned your movement patterns, ambushed you at the worst possible moments, and forced you to use all your weapons and intelligence to survive. I swear, facing Nemesis was like playing chess with a relentless predator, and with every encounter you felt like a cornered mouse. Capcom really outdid themselves with Nemesis. He raised the level of terror and action in Resident Evil 3, creating a tense, claustrophobic, and unforgettable experience. In 2002, we dove into the depths of Rapture and BioShock, and met an imposing and terrifying figure, the Big Daddy. These guys are the definition of scary looks but a heart of gold, at least when it comes to protecting the little sisters. Seriously, imagine, you're exploring a ruined underwater city, the atmosphere is thick, claustrophobic, and suddenly you hear a metallic sound echoing through the halls. Then you come face to face with this gigantic figure, wearing a rusty diving suit with a huge drill that looks like it could turn you into mincemeat in seconds. At first all you can think about is running, right? But the Big Daddies weren't there to kill you, unless you crossed their path, of course. They were protectors, guardians of the little sisters, those little girls who collected Adam from the ruins of Rapture. Chapter 4 2008, The Witch, the sonic terror of Left 4 Dead. In 2008, Valve decided to innovate in cooperative horror with Left 4 Dead. And what better way to test a friendship than with hordes of bloodthirsty zombies and the Witch. This lady is the personification of sonic terror. Just imagine, you're there in the middle of a horde, desperately trying to reach the extraction point when suddenly, an agonizing cry pierces the air. Your heart races, cold sweat runs down your forehead, and you know you've entered forbidden territory. The Witch is near. Chapter 5 2004, Alma Wade, The Ghostly Rage. Get ready to dive into the world of psychological horror with fear. Because in 2004 we met the fury of Alma Wade. This little girl is not an ordinary child. She is the manifestation of pure terror, capable of making your mind twist in fear. Unlike the other bosses we've faced, Alma doesn't attack you directly. She haunts you. She invades your mind with disturbing visions, showing you flashes of her tragic past, torturing you psychologically, before even thinking about laying a finger on you. Chapter 6 2005, The Butcher, Demonic Carnage. In 2005, Diablo III arrived in style with grotesque demons, hellish hordes, and of course, our beloved Butcher. This guy is the definition of brutality. a bloodthirsty giant with a rusty hook and an insatiable appetite for human flesh. Remember the first time you ran into this mountain of muscle and fury? He appears out of nowhere with those guttural growls and the metallic sound of the hook dragging on the ground. And the laugh? That creepy laugh that echoed through the halls. Chilling. Chapter 7, 2006, Scissorman Metallic Terror. In 2006, we returned to the world of psychological horror with Clock Tower 3 and the terrifying figure of Scissorman. This guy was a walking nightmare. Armed with his giant scissors and a face covered by a metal mask, he was the definition of a relentless stalker. Scissorman gave you no rest. He chased you through the scenarios, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to attack. And the worst part is you never knew where he would appear. He could appear from ventilation ducts, cabinets, under your bed. It was terrifying. And the sound of the scissors, that metallic clang echoing through the halls. Chapter 8, 2007, Lisa, the Vengeful Ghost. 2007 PT arrived, introducing us to Lisa, one of the scariest ghosts in video game history. Seriously, this woman, she was the definition of a jump scare. She'd get you by surprise when you least expected it, making you jump out of your seat. Remember that first time you were walking down the hallway? Everything's quiet, and suddenly, BAM! Lisa appears out of nowhere, with that disfigured face and wide eyes making you scream in terror. Chapter 9, 2008, The Xenomorph, Space Terror. 2008, and we're back in space with alien isolation to find terror in its purest form, the Xenomorph. Seriously guys, this alien is the perfect killing machine. It's fast, silent, deadly, and has a simply iconic design. Remember the first time you saw it coming out of the shadows, with that mouthful of sharp teeth and the acid blood dripping? It made you want to hide under the bed and never come out, and the worst part is that the Xenomorph was smart. It learned from your movements, hunted you through the ventilation ducts, ambushed you at the most unexpected moments. It was a born predator. Chapter 10, 2024, The Future of Terror. Get ready for the nightmare. And we've arrived at 2024, everyone. The future of horror in video games is knocking at our door, and with it, the promise of even more terrifying, intelligent, and relentless bosses. What are developers cooking up to scare us in the coming years? Just imagine, virtual reality is becoming more and more immersive, artificial intelligence is getting more and more sophisticated. The possibilities for horror are endless. We can expect bosses that react to our emotions, that learn from our deepest fears, that chase us inside and outside of games. And with the arrival of new technologies like the metaverse, who knows what awaits us? We could be transported right into the games, facing our worst nightmares face to face. The future of horror is uncertain, but one thing is for sure. Get ready to scream. Every year, horror game developers outdo themselves, creating increasingly immersive and terrifying experiences. And with the evolution of technology, we can expect a future full of scares, chills, and sleepless nights. So get ready, because the future of horror in video games is just beginning. And me, I can't wait to see what's in store. Alright, game over, but the terror continues. Woo, everyone! That was our journey through the most terrifying bosses of the last 25 years of gaming. From grotesque monsters to vengeful ghosts, from deadly aliens to cosmic entities. We saw a little bit of everything, and believe me, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Now I want to hear from you. Which video game bosses left the biggest impression on you? Which ones made you scream in fear, throw your controller across the room, or just sleep with the lights on? Tell us everything in the comments, and stay tuned because soon we'll have more epic videos about the world of games. See you next time, and watch out for the monsters under the bed.